Hey y'all, happy Monday, Mama Monday here. So, the biggest thing that I've taken away over the last week is going back to probably another video that I've shared about clarity. So, clarity is so important because of the fact that when you are pregnant, when you are going into labor, when you are working to conceive, when you have your children and they're here and you're potentially working on building your family even more after you have a few children, whatever stage you are in, if you do not have clarity on why you're doing what you're doing, why are you wanting something within your relationship with your spouse? Why are you expecting certain things from your children or from yourself to provide for your children? All of that. So just wanted to touch base a little bit with y'all on that. And it's something that I would love to hear from all of you about what things during your motherhood, parenthood, your journey to just be where you are today, like not tomorrow, not in a few hours, like where you are right now, what has helped you to become clear on what you're doing and why you're doing it, and who has helped you. So usually there's maybe some education, there's some sort of thing that kind of sparked something within you, and then from that, potentially now you're open, your mind is opened up, and you are a little bit more teachable and willing to learn. Someone comes along, and now that person is someone you're listening to. So now they become another source of education and knowledge and information, right? And it just kind of spirals, and it can spiral in a really good way, or it can spiral in potentially an opposite direction as far as where you want to go, and you could potentially start to get just kind of programmed and influenced by these people or these books or these things or society, and it can be challenging. So I'll share briefly about my story, and then we can just kind of, we'll just leave it at that. And I would love to get some feedback and some comments and some shares and some information from all of y'all as far as your clarity and where you are in your process with clarity, and also where you are in process of motherhood, parenthood, all of that. So just briefly, for us, we were extremely clear when we got together, when we met, when we started our relationship, when we made our relationship agreement, when we moved in together, all those things, right? Extremely clear on our why. We had a huge foundation of principle and purpose, and that has not, those things have not changed, right? And then we got to the point where we were very clear on wanting to conceive a baby. And sometimes it takes a while for people, and we were very fortunate to be able to have that happen a lot sooner than most. And so that's part of our story, right? Is being able to conceive pretty quickly after we had agreed and really came to that point where we were clear on why we want to have children, why are we trying, what are we going to do, throughout the process, all of that. And after we conceived and I was pregnant, then it's been quite the journey to continue down, slowly, leaving where I was working before with a homeschool family, and kind of finishing and ending that contract. And then just really looking at, so, this time can now be spent educating myself even more than I've been doing, listening to other moms that are in positions where they can relate to where I'm at, and also in positions where they are where we want to be, right? So not just like, here's where we are, but they're at the point where, okay, this is where we also want to go, but they can relate to us right now in real time. So that was extremely cool as well. And that community is really, really rare to find, because of the fact that there's not a lot of people who will openly share about their stories, right? Not necessarily that there's not a lot of women who have been where I've been, or have the same upbringing, or that kind of stuff, right? We all have actually way more similarities than differences within us. It's just our society programs us to think otherwise, right? We're all different, we're not the same, you don't know what it's like. Just so easily divided. So finding women and finding a community was also so helpful and so powerful. And then fast forward, 9 months now, recently having just a bigger vision as far as our child is going to have other kids that we know and trust their parents and share some of values and purpose. They're going to have those kids to be friends with as they grow up. And we've been building that, and we're going to continue to build that. And that in itself just creates even more clarity now to continue to see why we're really intentional about our child, the development, who he's exposed to, what he's seen, TV, no TV, like all these different choices that we've been making. It becomes even more clear when you see results in your network and in your community, and you see the consequences, which can be good or bad, right? You see the consequence of certain things that parents choose to do with their children. And when you see those consequences, you learn from that and you share that with others. So that's what I'm doing here, is just sharing, and we'll continue to share as we get closer to baby coming. Continue to share after baby's here, share about the labor and the birth and all of that. So continue to stay connected, stay tuned, and let me know, let all of us know what things helped you in your process as far as clarity. Whether you became a mom, whether you're not a mom, whether you're going to be a mom, whatever your story is, share a little bit. I encourage you to share, because it can be so powerful and it can impact someone else, and they could be enlightened by something that you share that maybe I don't have as my story to share. So, all right, Joe.